ago. I don't know, but this is pretty funny. So, Tucker Carlson is at it again, folks, in his crusade against cathode ray televisions. I think that's what it is. In his crusade, he has decided to go just full on, you know, I guess that there's a term for this. I think it's Orwellion. Anyway, let's read, or let's listen.
But it's everywhere. How widespread is it? Well, we can't really be sure until we finally get cameras in the classroom as we put them on the chests of police officers, until we finally get a civilian review board in every town in America to oversee the people teaching your children, forming their minds. And let's hope we get both of those very soon. But until we do, we can't know exactly how widespread this is. But it's everywhere.
Okay. So, Tucker Carlson in this clip is advocating for putting cameras in classrooms. Now, I just want to say, I'm going to be honest. Do I necessarily have a problem with that? I mean, okay, so again, I'm telling you what I think. Schools are one of the biggest reasons why we live in the world that we live in today. The school system. Did you know that there's only like 8% or some shit? What is the statistic? Someone look it up for me. It's like 8% of high school seniors know what the Civil War was fought over. There was something like 20% of high school graduates could name a single concentration camp during the Holocaust. Right? So schools, as they are right now, are horrible. They're horrible. They're disgusting and they're evil. But guess what? Good thing we ran this experiment last year during the pandemic, which is still going on. We had classrooms virtually. Right? We had cameras in the classrooms because the classrooms were the cameras. And we ran this experiment. And we saw just how horrible our school system was. But it's not because they taught things like critical race theory. It's because the fucking education system is a disaster. Teachers are underpaid. They don't get plans. They don't get chances to make lesson plans. They couldn't possibly adapt to the changing atmosphere of the pandemic, right? School children, especially like, you know, in virtual classrooms, were not really interested in learning because the learning process in schools in America sucks. Everything about the education system sucks. And here's the thing with critical race theory, what this is it is the actual attempt to say, you know what? Schools in America suck. They're garbage. But guess what? You know what? We're going to try to make them a little bit less bad. And that's the problem with Tucker Carlson's reaction. He wants cameras in classrooms because now, all of a sudden, people are actually paying attention to what we've been teaching our kids. Again, something like 10% of high school seniors can't tell you what the Civil War was about. 20% of high school graduates can't name a single concentration camp during the Holocaust. If that's not indicative of a failed system, I don't know what is. But again, the critical race theory hysteria is because these people have been winning the war of lacking, of not having education in the young ones. That's the war that they're winning. There is a huge win for the right wing and the Republicans for 90% of high school seniors to think that the Civil War was about states' rights or heritage or culture. That's a huge win, right? And so again, critical race theory is trying to say, you know what? America sucks, and our kids are kind of not being taught that, so let's teach them a little bit about how bad America is. And then now you've got this giant backlash. And again, we've already ran this experiment of cameras in the classrooms. It was a disaster. It didn't work. It won't work. And guess what? You know what isn't working? The school system as a whole. We need to pay our teachers more money. We need to rethink education. We need to rethink testing. We need to rethink the curriculum because this shit is out of control. So I just wanted to talk about that because it was a little bit of a disaster clip.